Leo, hello, and welcome into your reading for the November 15th full supermoon in the sign of Taurus. Now, before we get started, this is a general reading. It is not a one-to-one private reading. If that is something that interests you, you can go down to my description box where I have a link to my website where you can book a private virtual reading with me. But besides that, because it's a general reading, it might not resonate for everybody. If it does not resonate for you, if you don't feel like you can relate to what is being said, that's perfectly okay. Just leave it behind and instead maybe check out the readings for your moon and or rising sign. The November 15th full moon is a supermoon because it is closer to the earth than the usual full moon. So because of that, the gravitational pull is going to be stronger, and therefore the pull on our psyches will be stronger as well. Now first, I'll see how you're showing up around the time of this full moon. I'll see what area of your life is being impacted and the lesson that you're being asked to learn around this time. Then we'll see where you can tap into your comfort and your joy around this time, because I know that there are a lot of crazy things happening in the world at this moment. So I want to make sure that we get clear on where we can find joy. I think that's really important. Then we'll see the next best steps for you to take, as well as anything that might be unexpected coming in, what you might not see coming. And then we'll just pull some oracle cards at the end to see where you are going and where this full moon is trying to bring you. This full moon and just November in general has been kind of crazy so far. So, woo. I'm going to grab all of your cards first, just so I have everything so we can do the reading at once. You've got the Magician. Nice. Whoa. Those cards just landed perfectly right back in the deck. Okay. Got all of your cards. I am going to clarify a few, but before we do that, I just want to move into the reading. Now you're showing up as the Magician. The Magician is an incredibly powerful card. And the Magician is the person who is at the very beginning of their journey. So it could feel like you've recently moved into something new, moved into a new chapter of your life, like you've made some big choices or something, brand new and fresh is coming in for you. But around this full moon, you are showing up with a lot of energy, with a lot of possibility. You're showing up really enthusiastic. This is Gemini and Virgo energy, so very mercurial. And that means that you're using your intellect a lot. You're very up in your mind. You might feel like you have so many ideas, like there's so many things opening up to you. You might feel really creative at this time during the full moon. You might be having all these great ideas and you're like, oh my God, I need to get these down on paper. If you're an artist, you could be like really, really enjoying your art at this time. But this is also somebody who likes to have control, likes to be in control of the things around them. And so that might be how you're showing up, in the sense that if things feel a little bit out of control, you're like, no, I'm keeping control. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. And everything might not be fine, but you are still like telling yourself and kind of just acting like, all right, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be under control. I've got things under control. And I know November so far has been cuckoo bananas, and especially for people in the United States. So it's hard to feel like you have control around things that you really don't. And just be aware of that. Like, if you feel like your urge to like deny things or be like, no, it's fine, I'm just gonna control what I can and have a really tight grip on things, just be aware of that. You might be showing up a bit like that. Let's see if this holds. Oh, that is so precarious. Oh, god damn it. Will it hold? Got it. So this full moon is going to be actually impacting the parts of your life that you don't like to look at. There is the Four of Cups and Five of Cups here, signifying that there is some sadness, some loss, some difficult feelings that you do not like to look at. And this full moon is going to be showing you those feelings, and it's going to be uncomfortable. And that might be why the Magician is here saying, I'm fine, there's control. I'm under control, things are under control. You might be having trouble really battling that part of yourself. It's like your ego is trying to protect you from these bad feelings, because it's like, of course, our ego is our survival, and it's our coping mechanisms, and it helps us preserve ourselves. But your ego might be battling these emotions that are trying to come up to the surface so that you can mend them, so that you can heal them and move on from them. Sorry for the car noise. I live in a noisy area near a parking garage, which is so lovely and convenient. It definitely feels like you don't like to look at sadness, or you don't even like to be sad. You might feel like being sad is a buzzkill to the people around you. You might have not been able to express sadness as a child. There's something here about you restricting or keeping very private your emotions, how you really feel about things. And you might be feeling kind of, I'm getting the word desperate for a sign, like desperate for a sign, or desperate for a choice, desperate for something to make itself known to you so that you can move forward. I don't know what that is, or take it as it resonates, but there's some kind of tough feelings that the full moon is going to be bringing up for you around this time. Now the lesson here is the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Cups. That tells me that the lesson here, especially in love and how you show up in love, it's about being honest. Maybe you have not shown up being very honest in love, and because of that you are experiencing some like guilt or feelings of, I don't know where to go, I don't really know what to do about this, I'm in pain, I don't really have a sense of direction. The Ace of Swords is a true lesson in honesty, and it's about being very transparent. And the Knight of Cups is somebody who shows up in love and to the people they love with total transparency in the heart. There's a lesson here about being honest in your own heart, being honest with yourself, and being honest with the people around you who you might be close to. There might be something you've been keeping to yourself. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're struggling with depression or mental health issues. You want to be honest with the people around you, but you don't quite know how. And so this full moon is going to usher in circumstances. It's going to usher in feelings, experiences for you that are going to lead you into that lesson of being honest with your heart, your own heart, and other people. Now, during this time, interestingly, you've got the Devil and you've got the Empress. And I do feel like this has to do with control. I am going to pull another card on this, so just bear with me one moment. Devil clarified by the Eight of Swords, another iteration basically of the Devil card. Okay, now that things are clarified, I do understand more, and they also let me know that the Devil card here, they're signaling astrology, so they're signaling Capricorn. You might have Capricorn in your chart, but this has to do, it feels like, with where you work, or it feels like you are very much identified with your work. You really like to work. You might be a workaholic. Like, you might feel like your work kind of binds you in a way, but you don't dislike it. They're also letting me know that they were telling me houses. So in astrology, there are houses. How to explain this? I'm not an astrologer, but I do understand these basics of astrology, in that basically your rising sign is your first house. It's considered your first house. And so you can calculate where each sign is in your house. So for example, if my first house is Sagittarius, that means that Capricorn is my second house, Aquarius is my third house, so on and so forth. And each house connects with certain themes. Like your second house connects with money and resources and finances. Your sixth house represents your routines and your health and your physical body and your lifestyle. So it's beneficial for you to look at where Capricorn is in your chart, in your birth chart, and seeing which house it is in, because there you will be able to tap into your comforts and joys around this full moon. And the Empress here, they were signaling to me that the Empress is representative of you. It's not somebody else. So you're actually being asked to take care of yourself, love on yourself. The Empress is Venus. And as we all know, Venus is the planet that rules love and flirty feelings and going out and feeling sexy and doing self-care rituals, face masks, taking a bath. It's just loving on yourself in ways that another person might not know how to. It's about just looking in the mirror and feeling good. And it's also about sitting back, because it feels like you don't like to sit back and let people take the reins. It feels like you are very much like the controller of things in your life, and you like to work. You like to push yourself, I guess is what I'm saying. During this full moon, you're being told that pushing yourself is actually going to maybe get you trapped and kind of how do I say, they're showing me a spider web. So it's kind of it's going to make you feel sticky, kind of in your emotions. Okay, because they're relating it to these cards, the 4 and 5 of Cups. If you work and avoid your emotions, or if you try to approach them in a way that is very work-like, that is okay, I just need to do this, this, and this, and then it'll be done. Then my emotions will not be like this anymore, and I can move on. It's not the right approach here. The approach here for you to find comfort and joy during this time is to actually loosen the reins. It's to take more quiet time with yourself, loving on yourself. I mean, they're giving me scents, I don't know, maybe you like perfume a lot. There's something here about scents, about smells. So maybe burning candles, burning incense. They're giving me the word temple, so it's what is that saying? Oh, your body's a temple. It's kind of like that saying, loosening the reins. Your partner is used to you getting the groceries, letting your partner go buy the groceries. It's kind of that sense of things, loosening up on the responsibilities in your life, doing a night of skincare and self-care. And if that's not something you like, then it doesn't have to be that. It can be something that just makes you feel like a sexy, confident version of yourself. Okay? But that's not going to happen if you are just working. And if you approach this time of your life with a very rigid mindset, it's not going to have the same effect. The next best steps for you to take, you've got the 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and 6 of Wands. Six of Swords to clarify the 7 of Pentacles. So you got 2 7s and 2 6s here. Okay. So the first step you're being asked to do is find clarity. Being honest with yourself will help you find clarity. Sorry for the car horn. If you are showing up committed and consistent with staying honest, being honest with yourself, being honest with the people around you, practicing how to say what you mean and mean what you say in a way that isn't so sharp and so blunt, in a way that is a bit more gentle, seeing how you can dull your words so that people can better understand where you're coming from, or so that you can just deliver messages in a softer way. You are definitely Six of Wands. You're going to get over these things. You're going to move on. You got the Six of Swords. Again, you're going to move on. If this is somebody moving on from chaos into calmer waters, anything here that is left over, anything you've been repressing, it needs to be looked at. Definitely. Now let's pull a Wisdom of Oracle card to see where you're being guided to go, what, you know, the end destination of the situation is. You've got soulmates. You're being guided to perhaps embrace your soulmate, be honest with your soulmate. Maybe this might be a sort of learning curve, learning situation where you have to emotionally open up in order to be ready to welcome your soulmate into your life. I am going to pull one more card on that. Building blocks, yeah. Building a life with the person who is right for you. So this is actually setting you up to meet somebody or to continue a relationship with somebody that is sustainable, that's long-term, that you see a future with. And it's about showing up the best version of yourself. Lastly, we'll get a Tree Keeper's Oracle card to see how you're being encouraged to show up around this full moon and with this situation. Ooh, okay, this is the card that came face up, so we're going to take that one. You have got number 2, Keeper of Abundance. This is a very Leo-esque card because of all the light and the sun. The message for you here is, the sun creates enough energy in a single day to run all the machines on the earth for 1,000 years. That's the universe you live in, and you are as worthy a recipient of that energy as any tree, plant, or animal. The tree of your soul is ever reaching down into the dark root system of mystery and up into the sun of abundance. True abundance isn't a plethora of things. It's a wealth of energy and resilience. It's the ability to get back up after a failure. The ability to believe in yourself when no one else seems to. The ability to shine again after the rain of trauma or crisis, and like the trees, to reach ever skyward. Yeah, you're being guided to embrace the areas of abundance in your life. Okay, Leo, that's all I have for you today. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. I am relatively new over here on the YouTube front, so any help is very much appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your November, and I'll see you next time.